The new Mega Dimension DLC is out and I have been obsessed. Exploring hyperspace, meeting new characters and Pokemon, making 15 donuts and making Hoopa eat them all at once. It's fun! But easily the best thing about it is seeing every new Mega evolution. We got new Mega Mythicals, Mega Pokemon that change types, Z-form Megas, and even some new Megas from Gen 9 Pokemon, which just came out not that long ago. This is crazy. Flygon has been over here parched and begging for the time of day for over a decade, but hey, why do that when we can just Mega Evolve a plate of sushi? Some of these new Megas have been pretty divisive for some people, but others I feel like hit the nail right on the head and are stunning, beautiful, gorgeous. In today's video, I'm gonna go through each and every new Mega Dimension DLC Mega Evolution and decide if I think it's successful or not. Legends ZA's main story had such incredible Megas, and so my hopes were quite high for these, so let's see if they measure up. As always, these are just my opinions, and you are free to have your own. Not every Mega is gonna be everybody's favorite. If you have been playing the Mega Dimension DLC and are just as excited about the new Megas as I am, make sure to go down below and smack that subscribe button to make sure you are updated on all the new content here on the channel. And also give this video a like and make sure to hype it. I think that's something new we're starting to do here, but it's time to Mega Evolve. The way that we are going to be judging these new Megas today is going to be through a medium that I am very familiar speaking through. I've done it my whole life. And that's going to be communicating in memes. If I love this Mega, if I think that she's amazing, incredible, give it the old... We're gonna do a good old Chad Michaels. Yes! 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 If I think that, nah, she's just alright, she's somewhere in the middle, you know, she's not my favorite, but she's also not my least favorite, I'm gonna put it right in the middle and give it a...
What was that?
And finally, for the bottom, if I just am not vibing with this Mega, I don't think it's that great, she is not the bee's knees, I'm gonna give it a good old no ma'am.
No ma'am. No ma'am.
No ma'am. Shout out to Jasmine Masters. Let's go ahead and start off with the very first Mega that got us all. All of us were not expecting this, and don't even say that you were because you're lying. I know you're lying, all right? Nobody was expecting that Absol was going to be getting a different form until we saw maybe Lucario got one, and then we were like, oh, maybe it's a thing. But until that point, no one was anticipating this. So when that Absol popped up, we all thought that it was just going to be a regular old Absol. We were like, oh, they're just repeating it because it was the first Mega that we beat in the game. No, girl, no, not at all. We got the Angel and we got the Devil here with Mega Absol Z. This is immaculate. I love what they decided to do here for the contrasting designs, having one be very angelic and the other one having this big old demon hand on the back, the contrasting color palettes. It is amazing. I love what they did here. Such a great choice. The red demon claw on the back is giving Velvet from Tales of Berseria, and I know if y'all played that game, you know exactly what I'm talking about. That is my girl, and so I was really happy to see that. But I just think what an amazing thing to do for such a great Pokemon like Absol. And I know that Mega Absol is already loved and adored. So many people love its design, myself included, but giving it a second great design on top of it, like, Absol, you are so loved, and I hope you know how loved you are. So this is getting a solid yes from me. Absolutely no doubt in my mind. Keeping with the trend of all of our Z-form Megas, because we are also going to be talking about the ones that were already revealed, because I just want to throw my hat in the ring and talk about them too, okay? I got a lot of opinions, I got a lot of feelings, and I want to talk about the things that were already revealed. Mega Lucario Z. I have already expressed my love and adoration for Mega Lucario Z. If you haven't already seen it on my community tab, I made a little post about it. Definitely keep up to date on that. I post all the time over there. But to me, I absolutely adore this. I think the new color palette is great. I prefer it over Mega Lucario in general just because of the color palette. I love the Hatsune Miku hair extensions going down the back. I love the poses that it does. I was definitely expecting this to be a psychic type, but I guess we just didn't want to do that, which I think is not fair, because given that Mega Absol Z got a type change, I think that Mega Lucario Z could have also gotten a type change and nobody would have batted an eye. In fact, I would have given you a good pair of my excited eyes, because I would have been very happy to see a fighting psychic type Lucario with more Anubis inspiration, with all this great design that it's got going on. I really do enjoy Mega Lucario Z a lot. I love the way that a lot of its spikes have kind of rounded out, meaning it has a softer kind of fighting style. I love that it's a little fluffier around the center section. There's just a lot more that I enjoy about this than I do about Mega Lucario. So for me, this is a yes, absolutely, and I'm not questioning it either. These Z forms really came to slay. And continuing on with the trend of these Z form Megas, now this one has not been officially revealed and is not yet in game. So if y'all have any particular feelings about that, that is totally fine with me. Just go ahead and skip ahead a little bit so that way you don't get spoiled on this one. Have you fast forwarded? Have some of y'all moved on? All right, here we go. We're gonna be talking about Mega Garchomp Z. She finally can fly. She's flying. This is amazing to see. The giant red fins, the fins on the side of the head looking like airplanes, the added spikes on the sides. Like, this is such a cool design. I love these Z forms so much, and I'm so happy that we got to do this, especially for some like Garchomp that needed, I think, another mega, because its first mega is not bad, but it's just not great. So seeing something like this that switches it up so much, and I wish that they would have made it dragon flying. I think that would have been amazing, but I get why they didn't. We already have a lot of dragon flying types, and honestly, it being pure dragon is kind of cool. We don't have a 4x weakness to ice anymore, so that's amazing. Add one less thing from that. So I know that I was really happy to see this, and so I'm giving it a yes. I know it seems like I'm just currently obsessing over all these megas and being very happy about them, but honestly, y'all, a lot of these DLC megas are pretty great, but trust and believe, there are some that I have feelings about, and we will get there. Next up, I want to talk about a mega evolution that has weaseled its way into my heart, and by weasel, I mean it has absolutely gut punched my soul, because that is what this Pokemon is good at doing, and I learned that from its side quest. We're talking about Mega Crabominable. If you had told me that Crabominable, that ugly, disgusting looking abomination of a crab, was gonna be getting this mega evolution that I was gonna adore, I would have told you that you were crazy. I would have told you that you're sipping on crazy juice. Well, girl, I am now sitting down at the bar and asking my bartender to serve me a full glass full of crazy juice, because I am now here and I love Mega Crabominable. I love it. I love it. And I don't know why I love it. I just do. Y'all know that I have an affinity for the silly. I have a love and appreciation for the goof. And this is truly something incredible that they managed to do here. They took a Pokemon like Crabominable, something that is just so strange and so odd looking, and gave it something that is just as strange, that is just as odd looking, but is like kind of great. The blank stare in the eyes adding like a slight creepiness, these giant icicle stilts, the giant ice added onto the claws, this massive wig it's got going on. This mega is essentially Crabominable in drag, and I'm here for it. I do have to point out though that this side quest was absolutely horrendous. This side quest tore into my soul, my heart, my body, my mind, everything. Like I don't know how I survived. I don't know how any of us did that. Oh right, because we didn't. We all got absolutely decimated and curb stomped the second we walked up and tried to stop these Pokemon from brawling. I should have just let them brawl it out and let that old man wither. But I know y'all are gonna think that I'm crazy as hell for this one, but I don't know. Mega Crabominable has just, it's got something over me. I don't know. I really like it a lot. So it is going to be a yes from me. Next up, let us get into our first mega that I am not a massive gushing fan over, and that is going to be Mega Golisopod. When I heard that Golisopod was going to be getting a mega, I was so ecstatic. I was so excited. Golisopod is such an amazing Pokemon, and I was really happy to see what exactly this would look like. And I just didn't adore it as much as I thought I was going to. Now let me just point out the positives that I do enjoy about it first. I do like the little added details of the touches of purple on the design to give that like inspiration of Wimpod. I always love when a mega references its pre-evolution. I think that's a really great idea. But I don't know, just the slight color change and then the adding on of the extra limbs. Like, I don't know what I was expecting for this, but it just wasn't hitting me in the way that I was expecting it to. It just needed a little more oomph from me, but I'm not saying it's bad in the slightest. So I'm gonna go ahead and put Mega Golisopod as a what was that? Because genuinely, I think that this is just solidly okay. Next up is the Mega I think I was the most disappointed in, unfortunately, and it really actually pains me to say this. Like, I feel physical pain for having to say that I dislike this, because I was probably this Pokemon's biggest advocate for getting a Mega, and that's Mega Scovillain. Now, y'all, I genuinely had such high hopes for a Mega Scovillain. I was one of those people on the bandwagon of believing that Scovillain felt unfinished. It needed another evolution. It needed another step. It needed something else. And I just feel like for a Mega, like Mega Evolution is supposed to be pushing the boundaries, reaching the final stage of evolution and going beyond. And I just don't believe that that's the case with Mega Scovillain. Like, I don't believe this is the final form that Scovillain could get. I don't believe it. I don't see it. I don't see it. They took Scovillain and they didn't really add much to this, and I know there's some people out there that didn't just want them to add an extra head, but I genuinely think that that could have been an amazing thing for this design and very well received by a lot of people. They slapped this like evil villain jacket on it, they gave it like this crazy pepper tie, so I guess they were just really tying in this villain aspect of its personality and that it is more a villain more than anything else, but I just don't think that it's strong enough of a concept to make me think that this is Mega Scovillain. I could have just taken my Scovillain from Scarlet and Violet and just slapped a jacket and a bow tie on it and called it a day, and it essentially would have been the same thing. Granted, there's also the pepper seeds that are coming out of its head and kind of giving like the spiky mohawk effect kind of going on. I think that's pretty cool. I wish that they could have done that on more heads, but other than that, I mean, to me it's just not enough. It's not enough, and I'm sorry if you enjoy Mega Scovillain, but this is really coming from a place of pain, because genuinely, girl, I'm so upset because I wanted so much more for her. I love Scovillain, and I still think that there is something more that could be done. So for me personally, this is a no ma'am. No, ma'am. I am so sorry, Mega Scovillain. I really, really wanted to love you. You don't love me, and you're right. I don't. This Mega shook me to my core. I was quaking in my boots. I was quaking in whatever footwear I happened to be wearing that day because, girl, Mega Staraptor. Mega Staraptor of all Pokemon. I mean, Staraptor's amazing. That is point blank period, girl. I already knew. I already knew that Staraptor was amazing. I'm not shocked. But a Mega, I didn't really know what to anticipate because for regional bird Pokemon, we have a Mega Pidgeot, for example. And Mega Pidgeot, you know, it's pretty cool, but I'm not obsessed. It's not amazing. It's not anything that's reinventing the wheel. Mega Staraptor, on the other hand, adds on the fighting type. So it gives the stab bonus to close combat, the regional bird that originated this like fighting close combat style. Adding on a new typing, which is always fun for a new Mega evolution, but giving it this like very raw and mean kind of prehistoric vibe. Like, this feels like a Paradox Pokemon. You cannot tell me that this could not have passed off as Paradox Staraptor and no one would have thought otherwise. Like, you absolutely could have made this Paradox Staraptor. The color palette shift, the extra length and bulkiness of the body and the wings, the tail feathers are longer, the hair on the front, the swoopy headpiece is longer. It's got this mean, nasty stare in its eyes like it's coming from my throat. This Pokemon was actually trying to kick my booty cheeks, and I loved it. So it is a yes from me for Mega Staraptor. This Pokemon is incredible, and I especially love its shiny given that it has like a little blue highlight streak in the hair. You know I am here for that. 1000%. Next up is another Pokemon that I have been a very big fan of for a very long time, and that is Mega Golurk. Now, Golurk is a Pokemon that I feel is so slept on, but the fans that love Golurk love it very passionately, and it deserves it because Golurk is a fantastic Pokemon, and I loved seeing it get a Mega. I mean, taking all of this spirit energy that it has throughout its body and taking it out and kind of like wrapping it around the body and giving it these giant wings on the back. We know that Golurk can fly. I love to see it, and I love on the design that you see that the energy has left its body because some of the details on it, on the hands and the shoulders, no longer have the kind of glow up and lit up effects as the normal animation does. Granted, I will say, when I was thinking of a Mega Golurk, if there was any possibility for it, I was thinking, oh, maybe we could have it in its cannon form. Oh, maybe we could have it without legs, like in that kind of form. There was a bunch of ideas, there was a bunch of things that could have happened, but I was really happy to see what they ended up doing here, and I still think it is very inherently positive. Happy for Golurk, absolutely deserved. This is what I wish I could have said for Scovillain, so I'm gonna give this a yes for me. Mega Glimmora, another Generation 9 Pokemon that I genuinely cannot believe that they actually gave Glimmora a Mega. Not a Pokemon that was on my radar whatsoever when it came to Mega Evolution. I don't think any of the Gen 9 Pokemon realistically were on my radar. I don't think anybody was thinking about giving them Megas. They do feel a little bit too recent, but I was still kind of here for the shock and the gaggery and the goopery of it all, of shocking everybody with Gen 9 Mega Evolution. How insane is that? Legend ZA really is that girl. But Mega Glimmora, I think, to me, there are elements of this that I like, but overall, I think it's just fine. You know, it's not anything crazy. I think the things that I love about this, let's go ahead and start with that. I love that the body of Glimmet is on its back. When you turn it around, it has the Glimmet body. Again, love the reference to the pre-evolution. I love the moving parts aspect of it, of the crystal kind of flower petals moving around its body in circle. I think that's great. But other than that, I mean, this Pokemon looks, for the most part, pretty similar. I don't think it's insane, but I do think that it is, for the most part, good. So I'm gonna put this as a, what was that? But I think it's probably on the higher end of that spectrum. Like, it's definitely not bad at all, and I definitely was happy to see this. Moving on to a Pokemon that I could not have been more excited to see get a Mega, that this is yet another one that I was campaigning for the longest time to get one. Anybody who knows me in my personal life, anybody who I've ever screamed about with Pokemon about, I love Chimecho, and Chimecho has needed something for a very, 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 very long time. This adorable little cutie needed something, and the love and attention she finally got. This design is amazing. It's an easy and obvious yes for me. Once again, just all the chef's kisses I could possibly give out in the world. This is 5-star. This is quality Michelin dining. Like, this is amazing. Adding on the steel typing, giving Chimecho another type like that to make it more competitively viable. And then its design having this big, like, chingling thing on its back with a giant bow on top with all the little, like, different colored Chimecho wind chimes on the bottom. It's so fun and cute and silly all at the same time. And I think I'm so happy for Chimecho because I love when a Pokemon that is more on the forgotten about side, not a Pokemon that a lot of people use in battle, not a Pokemon that a lot of people talk about or see that frequently, gets something like this and gets something that I feel like is so good for it, and it genuinely just really makes me happy. And I know it's not everybody's favorite, I know not everybody loves Mega Chimecho, but girl, I love it. I love her, and that's all that matters. It makes me so happy, and it's not very often that I can look at a Pokemon and look at a new form and feel genuine joy, but I just feel joy radiating off of this Pokemon. I know that sounds crazy, but girl, I already established that I'm sipping on crazy juice, so you get what you paid for. Let's go ahead and dive into the Gen 9 Mega Evolution that was debuted alongside Mega Chimecho, being Mega Baxcalibur. Now, is Baxcalibur a Pokemon that I necessarily would have given a Mega to? No, probably not. Do I think that it could have gone to a Pokemon like Flygon? Yeah. Absolutely, I could have. But I can't necessarily blame Baxcalibur for that one. That's just the Pokemon Company in general. Maybe we just hate Flygon. Maybe that's what it is. Flygon, I am so sorry. But this version of Baxcalibur, I feel like, is pretty good for the most part. I feel like this is what Baxcalibur just could have looked like in general. Am I crazy for saying that? Like, I feel like Baxcalibur, this is what Baxcalibur just should have looked like. This extra ice added like jaw piece around the mouth, great. The Baxcalibur like sword in the stone going through its entire body, great concept for Baxcalibur. It just all makes sense. It all adds up. Conceptually, it's great. I just think it wasn't entirely necessary. This just feels like a kind of like course correction more than anything else, that they're like, they lost some of the ideas in transit and they're like, oh, well, we had to put Baxcalibur out early, so here's Baxcalibur, and now here's what we originally wanted to do, but we just didn't have enough time to do it. That's the vibe that I'm getting from this. Like, I don't know. That's the vibe. That's what I'm getting. That all being said, I still like it. I still think it's great, but I still think that it is not a massive change, so I'm gonna do a... What was that? Mega Raichu X and Mega Raichu Y, the ones that started off all of this Mega Dimension DLC excitement in the first place. Let's go ahead and dive in and talk about them. I'm not gonna talk for too long because I have already given my opinions about both these Pokemon several times. I mentioned it in the video where we were releasing the DLC, so I'll make it very brief. Mega Raichu X, I am obsessed with this Pokemon. I think it's great. I love that it actually looks like a Mega Raichu. We'll get to why, we'll talk about it. The fact that it flies, I was not anticipating that. That's extra brownie points for me. I love a Pokemon that flies. I love just the elongated ears, the way that its stance is. Like, I think that this Pokemon is pretty cool for the most part. I really do enjoy it, and the flying was just a nice little added touch on top of it. Mega Raichu Y, on the other hand, is just giving. We wanted to give Pikachu a Mega, but we couldn't, so here's another one for Raichu. Pikachu's the mascot. She gets enough love and appreciation. Give Raichu her time in the spotlight. Okay, Raichu doesn't get it that often. So for Mega Raichu Y, I think the big lightning bolts coming out of the ear, the giant tail, I like it. It's cute, it's fun, it's adorable. it's just not Mega Raichu to me. So for Mega Raichu X, I'm giving it a yes, and then for Mega Raichu Y, I'm gonna go ahead and say no. It's just not for me, it's not my favorite, and I don't think that I ever would be picking Y over X anytime soon. But if you love Y over X, girl, I totally get it. It is all, I'm not gonna yuck somebody's yum, but for me, I'm an X girl. I'm an X girl, and I'm gonna put a spell on you. If you know where that's from, you're my new best friend. Mega Meowstic is immaculate. It's actually perfect what they managed to do here conceptually. This is great. Meowstic is a Pokemon that I feel like needed something like to boost it and to bolster it in the same way that I would say Chimecho needed something, and so I was really happy to see this, taking the concept of the male and female Meowstic having their different color palettes and their different vibes and mashing them together in this beautiful like yin and yang, half and half, beautiful looking vibe here with the massive tail. The ears are up, like this hair in the front, the scarf around the neck, like everything about this, it's giving like elegance, it's regal, like it's this very kind of ethereal vibe going on, the way it floats. I really enjoy this. It's kind of giving Dementio from Paper Mario a little bit, like the half and half kind of vibe. I don't know, I just really love this Pokemon. I think it was really well done, and it's very smart. Very, very smart decisions all around for this Pokemon. So it's a yes for me. Mega Tatsugiri is interesting, that's for sure. This was not a Pokemon that was anywhere on the Mega list in my opinion. I love Tatsugiri for its silliness, for its campiness, for its gimmickness. I think that this Pokemon is amazing. I think there's so many routes they could have taken with this Mega. There's so many different options. I mean, obviously there's tons of different kinds of sushi. There's tons of different kinds of fish or things that they could have gone with to add a design or concept to this, but having it just be a sushi plate, and not only that, having the sushi platter be a Mega Evolution symbol. I mean, girl, she is the moment. This is kind of amazing what they did here. Showcasing all three of the different forms, and I especially love in its shiny that it does all three shiny forms and it's not just the one shiny. I think that this is actually really cute. Well done, Tatsugiri. Well done, designers, because I think that this was actually really successful. Is it a little on the basic side? Is it just Tatsugiri essentially standing on a plate with all three of them? Yeah. But does it make complete sense for what Tatsugiri is? Yeah. It's also kind of a gimmick Pokemon, and for gimmick Pokemon, I always don't really know what to expect or how far they're going to push the boundary, because you don't really want to lose what makes the gimmick Pokemon a gimmick. Like, obviously, Tatsugiri, the sushi Pokemon. So, keeping within this theme, it still makes sense and it still gives that vibe. So this, honestly, kind of is the most realistic Mega I could expect from this. So for me, it's a yes, and I'm not just saying that because I love sushi. Fun fact, I actually didn't start eating sushi until like 2 years ago, and I'm 26, so that's wild. But now it is time to transition into the mythicals, the legendaries, all of these amazing, spectacular Pokemon. I did not think that we were going to be getting as many new mythical and legendary Mega evolutions as we got, considering that we only had a couple before this, but I was here for it. I need to start off with Mega Heatran, because not only was I not expecting Heatran of all Pokemon to get a Mega, but truthfully, what they did here is great. I think that this idea is solid. The fact that it is melting the steel off of its own body because it has gotten so hot. You see the steam erupting off the back. I mean, we're talking that Heatran's body has gotten so hot that its back legs and jaw have actually melted off of its body, and that's why its mouth is just agape like that, like a giant volcano. That's insane, and an actual great idea for a concept for a fire and steel Pokemon. So Heatran getting such a great design on top of being a Pokemon I wasn't expecting a Mega for is a very clear and obvious yes for me, and I've never been happier to see Heatran getting all this appreciation. Another Mega that I feel very strongly about is Mega Magearna, and y'all know how strongly I feel about Magearna. I made an entire video talking about how much I love Magearna and how I actually was in such deep sorrow about forgetting her because I think she's such an amazing Pokemon. I love Magearna as a mythical. The concept, the idea, it's really, really good. And taking a Pokemon like Magearna that's so like delicate and dainty, and then giving it a Mega where it kind of breaks free of all of that, has these like giant gears rotating around it in a moving piece that uses it as a weapon. It goes back to its original color form, meaning that its Mega kind of like reverts it back in time, kind of like Drampa's Mega does, to give it all this like fighting energy in its prime. It's in more of like a fighting automaton stance. Like, I think that this is really cool, and taking making a Pokemon like Magearna and having such a drastic difference for its Mega was really cool to see. So once again, it's another yes for me. These were really, really good. But of course, what goes up must come down, and we gotta talk about Mega Zeraora. I really wanted to like Mega Zeraora. I really did, and I'm gonna be honest, when it was first revealed, I thought the color palette was amazing. I liked the black and the blue and all this added color onto it, but then I started looking, and it's just not that different to me. Like, I feel like nothing really was added here other than just changing its color. You could have told me that this was just shiny Zeraora and I would have believed you. Not that I see Zeraora that often anyway. It's not like I ever got to really use one. I genuinely believe that you could show this to somebody who doesn't know that much about Pokemon, tell them that it's shiny Zeraora, and they would believe you. I don't know. I mean, I don't need Mega Evolutions to be crazy drastic differences between the two of them for them to be good. I mean, look at Mega Tatsugiri, and I love that one. But for some reason for Zeraora, it's just a little too basic for me. It's a little too bland. I feel like it doesn't give Mega Evolution the way that I was hoping a Mega Zeraora would. There's so much potential, there's so much capability for a Pokemon as cool and awesome as Zeraora, and it's just really not that great, but I do love the color palette change. But I'm gonna say it's a no ma'am, and it makes me sad to say that. And finally, we have our last, but certainly not least, Mega Evolution we have to talk about, and if you care about spoilers, you may want to skip through this one as well if you have not yet played the DLC, and if you care about getting spoiled for that, because this is essentially our final boss. The reason for the season, the reason that hyperspace is going buck wild, is Mega Darkrai. This Pokemon is the embodiment of an actual nightmare. This is crazy what they did here. They took Darkrai, made it a huge eyeball, and then just had all these like flowing bits on the side and on the back, making it look like the stalk of an eyeball with like veins, and it's just so like creepy crawly, which is perfect for Darkrai. This is exactly the type of thing that I could expect from a Mega Darkrai. I have heard that some people think that this design, it's a little bulky. They don't necessarily love the way that its head kind of births itself from an eyeball, but we're talking about the Nightmare Pokemon, and what is more nightmare fuel than a head being birthed from an eyeball? So I don't know. Is it my favorite Mega to exist? No, but do I think that it's very fitting for Darkrai, and I do think it's creepy? Abso-freaking-lutely. So for me, I'm gonna say it's a yes, because I genuinely can see it. I see exactly what they're going for, and I see the design, the idea. Darkrai sees me. I don't really like it. And there you have it. There are my thoughts on all of our new Mega Dimension DLC, Mega Evolutions, and y'all, I think for the most part, these were pretty solid. There's really only a couple here and there that I feel kind of meh about, or feel they could have given a little more, had a little more oomph, had a little more drama. But I think that the Mega Dimension DLC, for the most part, for its new Mega Evolutions, was very successful. I love what they did here. Playing around in hyperspace, especially shiny hunting in hyperspace, has been so much fun, and I really enjoyed it. Thank y'all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and as always, make sure to go down below and let me know your thoughts on which Megas are your favorite. Do you agree? Do you disagree with any of my opinions? Let me know. Y'all know that I love to hear from you. Also, remember to subscribe if you haven't already, because it's a new year here, and we are going to be making even more Pokemon and gamer related content than ever before. So if you are ready and excited for all of that, come and join the Gamer Geek Squad. We're going to be sipping on iced coffees and talking all the drama about Pokemon Gen 10 and Pokemon Day and Pokopia and all this new amazing stuff that's going to be coming soon. One of my New Year's resolutions this year is to be a lot more confident in the videos that I'm producing and a lot more consistent, and just feeling like I can just have a lot more fun. And so I'm really going to be trying to do that this year, and I'm thankful that y'all want to watch my stuff and come along with me. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna go back to shiny hunting in the Mega Dimension DLC, because I've been having a lot of fun with that, even when I never end up making the donut that I want. What do you mean it's humongo power instead of sparkly power? It's fine, I'll just make another one. Hoopa's gonna eat it no matter what.